Nest. I am making a nest on the ground. It isn't a true jungle nest. The leaves are inferior and the sticks are brittle. They snap when I weave them into place. The others watch, grunting their disapproval. Too small, too flimsy, an ugly thing to see. But when I climb into the leafy cradle, it's like floating on a treetop mist. More TV. Maya wants me to go back to my glass cage, I can tell, because she's tempting me towards the door with a trail of tiny marshmallows. I try to ignore her, but I don't want to leave the outside. It's a cloudless day, and I found just the right spot for my nap. But I relent, and she adds yogurt raisins to the trail. She knows my weaknesses all too well. In the glass cage, the TV is on, and another nature show, jerky and unfocused. I expect to see gorillas, but none appear. I hear a shrill sound like a toy trumpet. My heart quickens, and I rush to the screen, and there she is, Ruby. She's rolling in a lovely, lovely pool of mud with two other young elephants. Another elephant approaches, and she towers over Ruby. She strokes Ruby, nudges her, and makes soft noises. They stand side by side, just the way Stella and Ruby used to. Their trunks intertwine, and I see something new in Ruby's eyes, and I know what it is. It's joy. I watch the whole thing, and then Maya plays it again for me, and again and again. At last she turns off the TV, and she carries it out of the cage. I put my hand to the glass, and Maya looks over. Thank you, I try to say with my eyes. Thank you so much. Kiani ambles towards me. She taps me on the shoulder, and she turns away. I watch her, my arms crossed over my chest. I'm careful not to make a sound. I'm not sure what she is doing. She ambles back, shoves me again, and dashes past, and then I realize what's happening. We're playing tag, and I'm it. Romance. Make eye contact, show your form, strut, grunt, throw a stick, grunt some more. Make some moves. Romance is hard work. It looks so easy on TV. I'm not sure I'll ever get the hang of it. More about romance. I wish Bob were here. I could use some advice. I try to recall all the romance movies I watched together. I remember the talking, the hugging. There's face licking. I'm not very good at this, but it's fun trying. Grooming. Is there anything sweeter than the touch of another as she pulls out a dead bug from your fur? Talk. Gorillas aren't chatty like humans. They're prone to gossip or bad jokes. But now and again, we swap a story under the sun. One day it's my turn. I tell the troop about Mac and Ruby and Bob and Stella and Julia and George, and about my mother and my father and my sister. When I'm done, they look away, silent. Kiani moves closer. Her shoulder brushes mine, and we let the sun soak into our fur together. The top of the hill. I've explored every nook and cranny of this place except for a hill at the far end where the workers have been repairing a wall. They're finally gone. They've left behind a fresh white brick and a mound of black dirt. While the others laze in the morning sun, I want to explore the hilltop. I've been there before, and they have been there before, and I have not. Everything is still fresh to my eyes. I take my time going up the hill, savoring the feel of the grass between my knuckles. The breeze carries the shouts of children and the drowsy hum of the bumblebees. Near the top of the hill, there's a low limber tree, the kind my sister would have loved. The wall is endless, clean and white, stretching far down to the habitats beyond my own. It's high and wide, carefully built to keep us in and others out. This is, after all, still a cage. It rained last night, and a pile of dirt is soft in the touch. Ooh, I scoop up a handful and breathe in the loamy smell. It is rich, brown color, heavy and cool in my palms. And the wall waits like an endless, blank billboard. The wall. It's a big wall. It's a big pile of dirt. And I'm a big artist. I slap handfuls of mud on that warm cement. I make it a handprint. I tap my nose with my muddy fingers. I make a nose print. I slide my palms up and down. The mud is thick and hard to use, but I keep moving and scooping and spreading. I don't know what I'm making. I don't even care. I make swoops and swirls and thick lines, figures, shapes, lights, and shadows. I'm an artist at work. When I'm done, I step back and admire my work, but it's a large canvas. I'd like to get a better view. So I go to the thick limber tree and grab the lowest branch, and I try to swing my legs up. Oof, I land hard. I'm too big to climb, I suppose. I try anyways, and this time I pull it off. I pull myself onto the first limb, gasping for breath. One more limb, and I can't go any farther. Perched halfway up the tree, I see my treetop, still dozing contentedly. Or I see my troop, dozing contentedly. I take the wall, splattered and splashed with mud. Not much cool color, but lots of movement. I like it. It feels dreamy and wild, like something Julia might have made. From my seat in the tree, I can see beyond the wall. I see giraffes, I see hippo, I see deers with legs like delicate twigs. I see a bear snoozing in a hollow log. I see elephants. Safe. She's far away, belly deep in tall grass with others right by her side. It's Ruby. She's here, Stella, I whisper. Ruby's safe, just like I promised. I call to Ruby, but the wind tugs my words, and I know she'll never hear me. Still, Ruby pauses for a second, her ears spread wide like tiny sails. Then, with a lumbering grace, she moves on through the grass. Silverback. It's a cloudy evening, chilly and drizzly. Dinner is on its way, but I don't care. At night we sleep in our dens, but I'm always the last to head inside. I've been inside long enough. This time I lay there. There aren't many visitors, just a few stragglers leaning on the wall that separates us. And they point. They take a couple photos, then head over to the nearby giraffes. One of the keepers is beckoning reluctantly, and I turn to go. Out of the corner of my eye, I see something running, and I pause. It's a girl. It's a girl with dark hair lugging a backpack, and a man follows behind, racing up to catch up. Ivan! The girl yells. Ivan! It's Julia! I scramble to the edge, to the wide moat of the skirts of the wall. Julia and George wave at me, and I feel a dash back and forth, hooting and grunting, doing gorilla dance of happiness. Calm down, says a voice. You're behaving like a chimp. I freeze. A tiny, nut-brown, big-eared head pops out from Julia's backpack. Nice place, Bob says. Bob, I say, it's really you. In the flesh. How? Where? I can't seem to find my words. George's job at the zoo doesn't start till the next month. He and Julia made an arrangement. She's walking 3 dogs to cover my food. And get this, they're all poodles. You said you didn't want a home, I say. Yeah, says Bob. But Julia's mom likes my company. So I figure I'm doing everybody a favor. It's a win-win. Julia pushes Bob ahead, back inside her backpack. You're not supposed to be here, she reminds him. Ivan looks great, though, doesn't he, Jules? George asks. Stronger, he's happier even. Julia holds up a little photo, but it's too far away for me to see. It's Ruby, Ivan. She's with the other elephants now, and it's because of you. I know, and I want to tell her I saw her with my own eyes. We stare across the expanse that separates us. After a while, George pats Julia's arm. Time to go, Jules. Julia gives me a wistful smile. Bye, Ivan. Say hello to your new family. She turns to George. Oh, thank you, Dad. For what? For, she gestures towards me, for this. They turn to leave, and the lamps that light the zoo pathways are blinking, and they're blanketing the world with a yellow light. I can just make out Bob's little head sticking out of Julia's backpack. "You're the one and only Ivan," he calls. I nod, and I turn towards my family, my life, and my home. "Mighty Silverback," I whisper.